Hey, 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 what's going
Hey,
on?
hey, we're on.
We're on. We're live. This is live.
This is live.
Gonzo, I
This
don't
is
know if you
live.
know or not. We're live. So no swearing. I know how you like the expletives
Oh,
fly.
I was dancing to that
Yeah,
Stranger Things stuff that was going
I know.
on.
I like that.
And I
It's
like
good
that
stuff.
music. It's like
I should have put that on so
was all
everybody
good.
could see you dancing. That's worth
Yeah.
the that's the money stuff right there.
I like the skull's eyes burning. That's cool.
Yeah,
That's
that's
new.
new. I worked on that a little bit. Figured out how to do that.
That's good.
Yeah, it looks a little creepy. So we got some people here in chat. That's good. Good to see some
Good.
old timers. I mean, some classic people that are we like to have
Classic
on here from time to
people.
time. Some familiar faces. That's probably the way to say it.
Yeah,
Old
that's
timers
it.
is probably not a nice way to say it.
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't like
Yeah.
words like old, right, Gonzo?
No, we don't want to use that. But Matt Nerdy's not old.
Nah.
So
I know everyone, probably everyone in chat's younger than us anyway. So
yeah, that's true.
that's probably a safe bet. So what's going on with you, Gonzo? What's going on with the with your life right now? I haven't talked to you in a couple days.
I know. No, we're doing good. Staying busy at work, and yeah, everything's doing well. So working through, all the normal stuff and chemo stuff and all that stuff. But like my hair's starting to grow back a little
I
bit.
see that. Yeah.
Yeah, Carrie likes it because it's darker now. She said than it was. So
Yeah, that's
I don't
cool.
know. Yeah, we'll
Was,
see. We got a
you getting
super chat
younger?
already.
You're getting young. Wow, what the?
$9.99 from Chase. I think I know who that is.
I think so too.
Newgard. Yeah, that's great. That's a
Or it
great
could
donation.
be,
That or it could be.
it could be Chase, the one who. No, yeah, that's right, Chase. You're right.
Yeah.
There's another one. There's another. We're gonna talk a little bit about Gage a little later on.
Oh, okay. All right.
Thank you. Thank you
Rivers,
so much for the super chat. Rivers on. Good to see
Rivers
you.
and Scalethorn. What did you miss? You didn't miss anything. We just went live. We were a few minutes behind ourselves, so
Yeah, just a
you
little
can
bit.
tell it's been a while.
Yeah, this is all new. We haven't done this in like months.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
and we're on a little bit different platform than we're used to using, but it looks
Mm-hmm.
pretty much similar. So hopefully everything works out when I share screens and stuff later. But
Right.
we'll work through it. So this is awesome. Yeah, we got some of our friends on. That's good to see.
Yeah.
Gonzo, we got to do something really crazy last Saturday night. What was that? What we got to do Saturday night?
Yeah,
We didn't
we
get to
got
do
to
much.
play. Yeah, we got to get together and play D&D and finish a campaign up that Logan was running.
What?
That was a lot of fun. And the best part of it is you and our characters died.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the best part.
Heroically, of course, heroically.
Yeah.
But I do notice that, and maybe you guys that are dungeon masters out there notice the same thing. But when I'm playing, because I'm so used to running the game, and you're constantly engaged with everything going on, that when I'm playing, I'm not bored, but I'm ready to do something. So I tend to play my characters very aggressively because I want that action, going on, and so that usually leads to character death because I'm too aggressive. And yeah, we ended up killing both of our characters, but the rest of the party survived, so they can thank us.
Yeah.
Split the treasure only 3 ways instead of 5. So
yeah. Anil Rapiste gave his life so that all could live.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, I think he was doomed. He was doomed from the beginning.
Yeah, probably the name probably did it. Yeah, he just to fill you in just a little bit. Chat. We had to do with mind flayers. And mind flayers. A mind flare. We were at level 6 party.
Yeah, I mean we were 6th level, 5th, 6th level, and it was pretty even. But he was tough, and he had some legendary actions. Logan ran a pretty good game and wanted to test us because he knows we're pretty aggressive and expert, whatever you want to call it. Everyone at the table's played a lot, so yeah, it was pretty tough for sure. A lot of fun.
Yeah. So Logan ran that for us, so it was great. Yeah, like you said, it's a campaign that has been going for a little bit. It's supposed to be a one night and then a 2 shot kind of thing,
ended up being 3. Yeah,
3. Yeah, and then getting together. There was a window of time in between because our schedules are crazy, but we got.
Yeah, I definitely want to get with you and do a video on the toughest, which we've talked about before in other videos, but I want to do a video just on tips on beating the toughest monster that D&D has, and that's the not the calendar monster, the Oh gosh, I was thinking about
Calendar monster. We did call it something else before when we did
No, it's the
schedule.
schedule monster.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
We did.
there's some ways you can beat that, and I want to get with you and make a video just on that, or at least keep it at bay, because that's a infinity level challenge rating. So that you're not going to ever beat the schedule monster, but I think you can keep it back. You can keep the town safe. You can continue doing what you want to do if you take some of our tips that we'll drop in a video soon. So.
Yeah, we're getting to be pretty good at this, trying to beat it and find time. And you guys know in chat how it is when you have, especially as you get, if anyone in chat's not an adult, but as you get more adult and you get more responsibilities and you have families and those families are bigger and there's different schedules involved, and balancing that is tough. And also I think it has to do with the size of your group too. One thing that's nice is more than half the group is your family. So you would think that the calendar would work to your favor, but
doesn't matter
not when they're all doing different stuff.
Yeah, everyone's busy, right? Everyone's busy.
Right. Yeah.
So that's definitely a video, and we could talk about it in here, if you guys want. But it's definitely something I want to put together, because there's some things you can do as a group that you set up from the beginning, and some of it's just planning on what to do if not everyone can be there. Right. What about your character? Those kind of things. So I'll get with you. I don't want to spoil the whole video now.
Yeah,
we dropped a lot of videos that we could talk about. We've dropped a lot of videos since the last live stream, so been quite a few. I've had a lot of fun doing videos with you and with Logan, and Logan doing some. And one of the ones that I really enjoyed putting together, it was like quick and easy. We sat around and talked about it, and everything just kind of flowed for us as we wrote down our notes. Was the where we casted the D&D movie that's upcoming. The Dungeons and Dragons movie. It was fun to do, and I know Logan had a lot of fun finding some clips and stuff to tie in. But I didn't get a lot. We got a lot of comments, but not a lot of choice differentials. Like, I would rather use this person for the bard, or there is no other bard than Jack Black. But if you haven't seen our video on the D&D movie, we had a lot of fun casting it, and Logan did a good job of finding clips or pictures that would emulate what we're trying to do, like the rogue and that kind of thing. So that was fun to do. I'd love to do that again before the movie comes out. So hopefully it'll be worth something. I mean, who knows? But oh gosh, they're still talking about death in the chat as usual. That's what our topics go around.
Well, I did ask.
You did ask.
Yeah, what monster? Because it's interesting to hear sometimes the stories. Like, you're like, wow, how'd that happen? But I like the slow death by gelatinous cube.
Gelatinous cube just melting away.
Yeah. That one is a little surprising to me. That would be a slow death. And
Wally DM says a Tarask.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you die from a Tarask? That's pretty. I mean, what were you, first level? Because come on. I mean,
right.
How does Godzilla kill your party? I don't understand how that would happen.
Yeah, that doesn't seem possible. Yeah, that doesn't seem. That's unbelievable. Can't believe that one.
Yeah, for sure. And I see Dungeoneers Packs in the audience. I was talking with you before we went live about, I've really enjoyed lately. He's done some character reviews and studies on the new Psi classes that they've given us in Tasha's book, and they're really good. And I know Kaylee's, my daughter's, always really interested in building that Psi class. She likes the Jean Grey kind of thing.
Yeah,
but she's also a rogue, so I wanted her to watch this. The fighter version, I think, is a Psi warrior or Psi knight, and then the rogue one, and now the sorcerer one, the aberrant mind sorcerer, was really cool. I watched this video today. So these are good, Josh, and you can come on at any time and talk about them. And if you haven't gone to his channel and checked him out, you should, and make sure you sub as well. He does a great job. He doesn't blabber on like you and I do. He gets to the point. It's all very good information, and he's got good graphics, and you don't have to look at our faces. So
I mean, that is a hindrance that we have.
Yeah, for sure.
We have a great question here. I saw Wally put this on Twitter, and this was a good one.
How
fast does my character need to be running? How strong do they need to be to run through a gelatinous cube? Can they successfully make it to the other side alive? I think that is. What do you think, chat? I think that's an interesting idea. You'd have to run pretty quick, so maybe a monk could do it.
Yeah, maybe so. I'm checking the gelatinous cube. I happen to have my monster manual right here, so I'm going
Oh,
to check
always have
their.
that handy. That's a pro tip. You know, you
Yeah,
always should have
pro tip.
your monster
Uh,
manual handy.
how big are
Uh,
they? Like,
so
are they 10 by 10, like a room, or are they
I
5
think
by
they're
5?
usually about 10 by 10. As far as when you look at the figures they make, they're pretty
Yeah, they're
wide.
pretty good sized,
Yeah,
right?
they seem like they would be pretty close to that. Well, they might be smaller, but still, you got to run. Oh, that's so the distance. So if you have to take the mass times distance
Oh my
divided by,
gosh.
yeah, I
No,
don't know.
we don't.
It's an English teacher talking about math
I
stuff.
can't even find it.
I know it's like theory of relativity stuff here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you said you didn't like math, so.
No, I hate math. Yeah, math is a pain in my existence. So
Yeah.
I think this is a good one. I think this is a good question. This is one of those. This could be like, if a tree falls in the forest thing, can you hear? Does it make a sound kind of thing? That might be what
Right.
that's.
I
I
can't
don't
even
know.
find it.
What do you think, chat? Is there an answer? I noticed that there wasn't really serious responses to your tweet there, Wally. I asked him, was it Europe? What does it say, European or African gelatinous cube? Because I think that makes the difference. I think that's pretty much the thing. You got to make sure that it's which kind it is, because the African gelatinous cube is a lot more dense, than the European gelatinous. I'm totally making.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So that
240.
that is that.
Okay.
But anyway,
Yeah.
we digress. Chat. Oh, rot grubs. Rot grubs. Is that?
Oh,
is this still how he died?
Halfling. He's saying a halfling can run through a gelatinous cube?
What? Oh,
That's
move
what
through a
he said.
space between creature that is of large size larger. That's they dodge right by it. Yes, that could do that. The halfling could do that. Good point, Wally. Man, you should have Wally. You should have a channel and talk about D&D and stuff. Yeah, good stuff.
Okay,
All right.
so yeah, it says it takes up its entire space, so that's at least a 5 by 5.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah.
And it says large ooze, so it's pretty big. But yeah, I guess it's up to the DM. How do you run through it? So I don't know. That's a good question.
I know, it's good.
Wally,
Yeah.
you throw puzzles on top of puzzles.
Yeah, leave it to the puzzle king to puzzle.
The puzzle king destroys
Yeah.
us. You can pop in, and by the way, if you want to, just let us know. We can send you guys chat or whatever, or the link. But
so let's get down to we're talking about what we're going to talk about, Gonzo. What do you?
Well, yeah, I mean, we did have a topic that we wanted to kind of focus on tonight for sure, and yeah,
you
let's
came
do
up
that.
with this off the top of your head, right? This idea?
No. Heck no. I steal everything from other sources. Now, this is something I know you've been reading lately.
Yes. I'm almost.
Return to the Lazy Dungeon Master, Sly Flourishes, Return to the Lazy Dungeon Master by Michael Shea. We are also working on a video, for things that DMs could have that are third party that we really would recommend, and putting that together as well. This is definitely, it's on everyone's list anyway. It's just really good stuff. But he has a chapter 4 on creating a strong start, and we wanted to talk about that because we've run several games, and I've started them very different ways. I know some of the most nervous time you face as a dungeon master is beginning it. Like, everyone's sitting around a table, they're kind of finally all simmered down, and the cross talking is kind of settled in, and you've got to grab their attention. And nothing grabs the attention of 5 or 6 people or whatever you have around your table or on your screen if you're doing virtual. Then, okay, you're sitting in an inn, and what do you order for dinner? That really does it. That's exciting. So, obviously it's not sitting in an inn. It's you want to start with some kind of action or some kind of dilemma right away, making a strong start. It's a living, breathing world, and your players aren't just sitting around waiting for the next thing to happen. Right. Things happen around them, and your players are usually reactionary. So a better way to start a game than them sitting in an inn waiting for someone to come to them with, "Hey, can you go save my daughter who's been captured by those brigands in the north?"
Right.
A better way to start that would be you actually encounter a group of brigands, a small group, and have to fight them right away on the trail or something, and then you find out that they captured somebody, you know. So your very first session opens up with not only some combat, which is creating a strong start, but it also opens up with a clue leading to something that they may want to do in the future to help somebody. So that's what we wanted to talk about, are some ways. And with the chat, what are ways that you like to start campaigns or even a session in general?
Right.
I've started some. I know one of my favorite ways to start one is what Runehammer taught me long ago. Drunken and Dragons used to be the name of his channel, Hanker and Fernell. But it's your players awake in prison and they have nothing. I love that. I just love the idea of starting from scratch, even if they're 0 level, not even first level, but at least having nothing. I've started your group on a seafaring campaign in prison on a ship, if you remember that.
I do.
And also like in a cave, imprisonated by, you know, maybe something there's no way they can beat. They have to figure out a way to escape, like Dro or something. So, but just creating strong starts is what we wanted to talk about today. So,
well, I think it's different.
There's some tips to that. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I think one of the things that's different is the, you know, I think about starting a campaign with a bang, but one of the things he preaches is starting every session with
each session. Yeah.
Which I think is a really good point. It's easy to do that. Oh, thank you, Overboard. Wow, thank you so much. Start every campaign. He says, start every campaign with the players find a deck of many things. A very fun game night and a crazy campaign beginning. Oh my gosh, yes, yeah, good way to start a campaign.
That's a great example of starting a session off with craziness.
Yes,
just get your players excited right away.
Yeah, and I think you need to do both. You start your campaign with a bang, obviously, and if you're planning a campaign, a lot of times you kind of have that worked out. That I hope that you're going to start with a bang, because you know, I think one of the things people talk about, you know, starting in a tavern is they call it a cliche, but I think what they're really saying is there are better ways and more interesting ways to start a campaign or a session than everyone's gathered in. There's nothing wrong with gathering in a tavern per se, but maybe that tavern's attacked by a dragon as they just gather and then boom, they're down in it, you know. They're okay, and there's this action, so it's not just sitting there getting drinks, which is what they might think is going to happen. And I know what a tavern's like. Oh, maybe you know what this tavern's different because there's an attack imminent, you know, or something. So that's there. I think it's two different things. I think they're both important. But I think one thing that's interesting about his book is you talk about each session. So now, how are you going to start your session? What are some? It may not be as big of things as starting the campaign, like you said, 40 hours in prison. That was a pretty big deal. The next session, we're not going to start in a prison again, but we probably should have something equally as interesting for the next session. So what are some things that they could do, or some ideas anyway? Prison escape videos. Okay, yeah. Yeah, good.
Well, I think about one of the movies I liked from a while ago now, Mission Impossible 2 with Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
But I love the beginning of that. He's by himself, so it's not a party, you know, but he's by himself, but he's rock climbing.
Right.
And he's jumping around and doing crazy rock climbing tricks and trying to get to the top. He almost slips and falls. And it's very similar to, okay, he's making a athletics check and he's got the DC for this is whatever. Like it starts with action. He gets to the very top, and then, you know, a helicopter drops off of something that gives him his next mission, his next impossible mission, and it disintegrates when it's done. But that's an example of how movies use action to start it off instead of a slow entry. Lord of the Rings was very different. It's a very slow beginning, not a lot of doom and gloom in the beginning. Sometimes they'll start off with a bad guy doing something, and then you go to meet the heroes. So the movies will start with, like, you see, I can't think of one off the top of my head, but a bad guy doing something really evil and bad, and then you cut scene and you go to the heroes. You start to meet the people that are eventually going to have to face that bad guy. So that's another way to start a night too, is maybe they're 5th level, they've completed some kind of task, and they expect to be in a town, and you start off by saying, you know, a beholder has taken over this town that you guys have decided to go rest in, and before as you enter, you hear everyone's downtrodden and whatever, and they're all talking about this beholder who's just taken control and enslaved all the armies and whatever. And so immediately the players have to react to something instead of just, we want to go shopping. We want to go see what magic items we can buy. We want to sell our rubies we found. That stuff's kind of boring, and it doesn't really start a session off with a bang.
Yeah, you start to get excited about shopping, and shopping is one of the things where everyone talks about it, but it's like, it's only fun for the person buying things, first of all. And there's a little opportunity for some role play for sure, but yeah, not a way to start the session. Very boring. So some kind of combat is good. Some kind of, or intrigue, like, oh my gosh, they get word that the king's dead, and now all heck's broke loose, and everyone's trying to figure where the mayor or some key person in the town. Everyone's all up in arms about that. Could be some kind of an invasion, like there's something all of a sudden. And what I like is they think they know what they're getting into that next night because of what happened this night, but then you throw a wrench in that idea.
Right. They're expecting to do some of the normal stuff, and when they get there, the crops are being, the town is, half of it's burned down. You can see the walls. There's guards all over the place, and they're starving. The people are starving because their crops are being raided by goblins or whatever it is, and so all of a sudden the player's like, oh crud, this isn't going to be a break for us. We've got to do something, or immediately be hired to do something. So because they can clearly see the problem, and it affects them too. And what's Matt have to say here?
So CJ, I'm not sure who that one is.
Had a great opening. CJ
had a great opening. You start out in the adventure. You wake up from a fall in a cave. Then you let the party know that they were hired to investigate bandits in the area. So that's a little different than your prison. They wake up and they've fallen into this cave, and that's how you start. That'd be a great way to start. That's a different, unusual twist there. And you're like, oh, we're all knocked prone, waking up. We were unconscious. What happened? And then they start to piece together what happened. That's a great way to start. Great way to start.
And I, I was gonna say, you and I created an adventure that we did a video for, and I think it's starting the game with Orcus or something. Yes. I can't remember the title of the video, but
it was Orcus.
And using something like that, and we basically did that very same thing. We had, they may be going to the inn or maybe sitting in the inn for a second, but immediately a volcano happens. And that affects the town, on the edge of the volcano. So people start running around, trying to run, panic ensues, and they see wings and, coming out of the fire, something drastic is happening up there, and it's not just natural. So immediately they're involved in a wave of, lava or undead. If it's a necromancer, whatever you want to do as a dungeon master, begin coming towards the town. So now there's a timer put on the players. As well as or environmental problem that's happening, whatever it may be. So
imminent doom is always good. So no fun allowed. So I played in a game where we didn't have our character sheet. DM had it. We had all had amnesia. Had to slowly figure out what we could do and what we were good or bad at. So that almost sounds like a level 0.
Like his level 0.
Yeah. So you're not even you don't even have a class or anything, and you're just trying to figure out what you're good at. So that's I've seen that done before. In fact, I know Dungeon Coach just had a video about starting with level 0 characters, and actually did 1 or 2 of them. But it's an interesting idea. I like.
Yeah, we've talked about that before. We've done it before. It's a lot easier to do with experienced players.
Yeah,
because you can even have fun with rolling for stats.
Yeah,
and say, we're not going to use standard array. You guys are going to roll 3d6 down the line like old school, or maybe 7 times, throw out the lowest or something, but and then you don't know, you haven't picked your class yet. This is actually going to happen after your first event. So that's a great way to keep them going. There's some examples in the book, and I don't want to read a lot of them because I think it's worth every dungeon master's time to invest a little bit in grabbing this book. But there's a couple that are pretty funny. During the running of a pigs, a huge dire boar suddenly appears, roaring through the village and shredding local folk with steel-coated tusks. So it's just a random monster, but it's causing problems, killing people, and your players are obviously going to act on that to help. And it may be easy to kill a wild pig with a group of players, but who sent it off and is upward? Maybe they find a dart of a little bit of poison that made it irritated, and who put these steel sharpened things on it. So then it starts a mystery as well. It's like, what's going on? Why would they want to What are they
Right.
distracting us from? You know,
Right.
and the later you find out the prince has been taken while everyone was trying to chase this pig or whatever it was.
Yeah, I
So
like that because it has action and intrigue. You know,
right,
it's not just a
right. Those
monster
are the
attack
best.
you. It's like, well, why does it have steel in its tusk? That's odd. You know, that's good. Good stuff.
Yeah.
No fun allowed. West Marches. So some of the people in chat may not know what a West Marches style is. I've not played in West Marches. I know what it's about. I've
Mm-hmm.
watched Matt Colville talk about West Marches games. It sounds interesting. So the idea, as I understand it,
Mm-hmm.
is that there are maybe more than one DM, and they are all kind of running a campaign, and it's all the same campaign as I understand it. And there are different quests in that campaign setting per se, and then groups kind of migrate to what quest that they need, and then that DM kind of runs that particular quest line. It's great for that problem we were talking about, the scheduling thing. Maybe you can't make that one night when they're doing this one thing, but you can make another night when this other group is doing this other
Mm-hmm.
thing. You might be in a different group doing different things. So you're an adventurer, but you're joining different groups to achieve different things. So that's how West March is, as I understand it. It's like very wide open, a lot
Mm-hmm.
of plotting and planning things. So my next West Marches I'm running will be 3d6 down the line. So everyone's going to suck. So they're rolling 3d6s down the line. So everyone's going to be, yeah, that's it. So there's no rolling 4 and throwing out the lowest number. It's just whatever they get. So if you get 3 1s and your
Yeah.
intelligence, yeah, that'll be interesting.
Well, let's talk about West Marches in a minute. Let's finish our talking about strong starts, and then we can go on with whatever. But
Yep.
there is a checklist in here, and I want to touch on those because I think
Yeah.
that they're important. The first thing is when you're creating a strong start to whether it's your campaign or your session is what's happening. You know, what event is going to frame the start of the session, and that's where we come up with these brainstorming ideas, and you jot them down, and you start your players right away, get them involved.
Right.
And then what's the point? That's key because if it's just a wild pig that ran through town with metal tusks on it, you killed it, and then they go back to the inn and go back to shopping and go back and waiting for their next quest. It didn't do anything. So I know I see you're looking at the chat. We'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah. Crazy.
And so what's the point? You know, basically use your strong start as a hook.
Yeah.
So, you know, when they do kill the wild pig that ran through town and killed a few people randomly, they do see something that some burn marks on its backside and that must have sent it free. And somebody attached these things to its ear, and there's a symbol on it that must mean something or be related to somebody,
Right.
you know? And then where's the action? Start as close to the action as possible. So in our scenario of a volcano happening, we already have a timer going on because there's running lava coming towards the town. And there's something that's happening up at the top of the volcano that's not natural. Right. So there's a couple things going on, but
rather than they gather in a tavern, they talk about it. Someone runs in and says, "Oh my gosh, there's a boar that ran into town." Oh gosh, really? Yeah, that's the difference. You want it right there where the action's at.
Exactly. And then the last point is, when in doubt, start with combat. And I think that really is the key. Combat. I mean, the game is built for combat. We spent all this time building our players, picking spells, buying things for our players to use, weapons and armor, gathering magic items, and we want the best of the best. Why? So that when we're in combat, we can be effective and have a higher chance of succeeding. And we want to see our players excel and do things that are cool and heroic. So start with combat when in doubt. And I definitely want to put this to a test in my own game planning a little more and see how I like that and see how the players respond with just starting with combat of some kind. You're walking to the inn and you see a crime happening on your right in this darkened alley. You know, some were-rats are robbing an old couple. And then when you get there, half the were-rats are sucked dry of their blood, and the old couple somehow jumped over a 15-foot fence. Now you're really not sure what's going on, you know? So right now. Anything, whatever you want to do. But I think the key for that, for starting with a strong start, are some of the things we mentioned. Have a point to it. Make sure there's a hook involved of some kind. Start with combat if you can, or at least a timer of some sort. and get the players engaged immediately around your table, and that'll cut off a lot of the crosstalk or boringness that may happen, as some of us dungeon masters like me and whoever will want to get our story out and kind of set the mood for them. We don't have to do that. You just get players going, get them rolling dice. That's why we buy 50 sets of dice, so we can roll them. So
we got to roll them. You got to roll dice.
Get them rolling dice, and I think that's a good way.
Yeah, that's always
good. Right. And again, this is found, some of this information is found in this book, Return to the Lazy Dungeon Master. It's a must-have for almost every DM, I would say.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. No, it's
awesome.
Like I said, I'm put in chat. It's good for any level dungeon master, new or old. If you've been doing it a while, you look at it and go, man, there's a smarter way to do this. I've been killing myself putting this all together. And how many times you get burned by, you plan a bunch of stuff out and then the players only go anywhere near all that stuff.
Yeah.
And Lazy Dungeon Master has some tips to make sure that doesn't happen. So
great stuff.
Good stuff.
For sure. All right, let's reference the chat here, Mark. I know there's some crazy things happening.
Dude,
also, before you, okay, that's fine.
All right,
I just wanted to mention we had a couple super chats already, and we really appreciate them. If you don't know what a super chat is, it's whether it's $1, $2, or $10, whatever. You can have your chat highlighted within the chat, and that money part of it goes to YouTube, part of it comes to Dungeon Class. But we have been using the little money that comes from YouTube and putting it right back in the channel and promoting the videos and trying to get people more involved. Because as our channel grows, we're hoping that the community grows for live streams. I really like this ability to interact with our compatriots a lot better than in a YouTube, comment. So we really want to eventually push a lot more towards the live streams, and where we can all talk, and even some of you guys can come in and pop your head in and give your thoughts on something or share a piece of art. I know Pale Rider has some amazing art that we see on our Discord channel. Join that if you haven't checked our Discord yet. And there's some great things happening, but we appreciate the super chats from all of you. All right, let's go to
let's talk about West Marches, and then so
sure.
So this one's man, holy cow, 34 players. All right, so this is part of the thing about West Marches, as I understand it. You can have a huge group, and I think it would work really well because those 34 players, there's probably at least 12, 13 different schedules they're trying to get together. And so if I'm understanding it, no fun allowed, they can actually kind of plan it out on a calendar. They can choose what night to play, and there's different groups will okay, maybe this guy needs this particular thing. They're trying to get a magic item to help defeat the Lich at the end. Mm-hmm. And they need to be in the group to get that, and they haven't got it yet. Someone else, maybe other people in our party got this item, and they can band together with other people on another night. So maybe those 34 players aren't all playing on the same night. They might be in a group of 5 or 10 or whatever. Well, not 10, but whatever group that is, and then they're working on one night. And so that's, I think, the 34, 82 sessions. I don't imagine there are 82 sessions in a row, but it could be over a few weeks or months or whatever. 79 PC deaths. It's kind of tons of hexes, cleared awesome dungeons. Yeah, it's kind of reminds me of RPG games, and that you can kind of move around to different things. But the moving between parties is kind of interesting. We had anywhere between 3 to 8 people in a session. Okay, yeah. So that's is an interesting idea. I've never done it, but I would think. I think like college would be awesome for this. Like got at a college, you've got so many players that want to play and not enough DMs to go around. This is a great way to solve that problem, because you could not possibly run a game with 34 players at the same time.
Right.
Combat would be insane, Now in the old days, they used to do the old one DM, and then they had like referees or something, is when they talk about in first edition. I was reading the book and I was like, what the freak? I didn't remember that. But I guess for every 10 players, you could have a referee, and there'd be one DM running the whole game. It just sounded very complicated. So West Marches, I think, is an attempt to solve some of those issues. It's great. So
look at Cujo's way to start it. I like that, to start a
yes,
session.
I do too. I want to go back to that, and then here's how the West March thing. Hey, I'm running a game at X time. Who wants to play? Then people just would show up. Yeah. That is so wild. That is such an interesting way to play. Very different. Very different. All right. So I didn't want to miss overboard DMs. He had it. I like this. This is a great start. Hooded figure walking through the crowd, almost disappearing and reappearing. Townsfolk start yelling at each other. You stole my coins. Fights break out, and nobody notices this guy.
Yeah, a master rogue or thief is going around slitting purses and
that's cool.
Tapping people on the right shoulder. They're looking that way. He's going the other way.
Yeah.
Or it could be somebody with what is that, Misty Step or something, like bouncing around, but as a rogue.
That'd be cool.
Or a sorcerer or something. Yeah,
that's a great way. No, that would be good.
Yeah, that's a great way to start.
Good stuff. See, we learned so much in these. This one reason I was just going to say, when you were saying that we like to have these live streams, I learned so much from the chat. I'm starting to learn more about what Must March is and ways to start. It's cool.
You like my shirt, Mark?
Yeah, that's a nice shirt. I wonder who designed it.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love it.
Yeah, you know what? I don't think I have that in the store right now. I mean, I have it in other stores, but I don't think I have that in ours. I need to bring that up. That reminded me. I saw you wearing that. I'm like, we got to put that in our stores. Just FYI, the one I'm wearing is new. We'll talk about new designs in a moment here, but
okay.
I have that in the store, but I don't have.
You have this. You made this for other classes too, right?
I did it for Wizard, and I think maybe
Paladin or Fighter or something.
Yeah, one of those. So I did. I was starting to run out of ideas for some of the different classes, but I need to go back to that. And I have a Barbarian shirt and a Rogue shirt, and so so those are available. I'd have to look it up. I'll put it down in the description. But I have a store on TeePublic, and we're on
the Heartbeat collection.
Yeah, but I'm trying to bring all of the designs into our merch store, which is at dungeonclass.com. And like you said about the super chat, the money from that is going back into the channel, and we're trying to get bigger and bigger and get more people in chat. And the whole goal is to get people in chat, so we can have these fun times.
Carrie liked that start that Cujo came up with. The Rogue plus the 3. Yeah, I mean, you're exactly right, Mark. This is exactly why we really want our YouTube content videos to push a larger crowd to our live streams. And we haven't been live streaming for various reasons for a few months. We've had, obviously, there's some health scheduling things that I have to juggle, and it's just been chaos. But I think things are starting to settle down, and COVID's starting to relax a little bit, or at least we're doing better. I got vaccinated a couple days ago.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, my first one. So arm's still sore, but
is it?
Yeah, it's good. My doctor said I could do that. So
okay. Did they use the really big needle, like the really wide one? That's like the needle.
Yeah, it's it looks like a toothbrush going into your arm.
No, yeah. Oh, no, nice.
It's not. I'm used to it. Unfortunately, I get poked so often that it's just one more thing. But it does
that probably feels better than IVs.
Yeah. My veins don't like those. So, but I think that we definitely want to live stream more often. It's just a better way to communicate with you guys, and how many cool ideas you guys have. And if you don't mind us mining you for ideas, a short sword. Well, he said he went through some. Yeah, he said he had some PTSD. He reminded him of his COVID nightmare that he lived through. So, he had a bad time with it. He and his wife both, and I'm glad they're both okay and doing better. So
it's some rough stuff, dude. Well, while you're talking about growing the channel, I want to touch on we had some good, exciting news, like the Comic-Con that we're going to, the Suncoast Comic-Con. While you're selling comics at the Comic-Con,
I've got my own booth that I bought. I mean, this was scheduled to happen last May or something, and then COVID happened, so it was put off a year. But
we kind of thought that maybe we would set up a little booth advertising Dungeon Class or something next to a little comic booth, but next thing they know,
they're asking
us to DM some games.
You're running some games at a convention. I can't do it because I have a pretty I have a really nice collection of comics. I have a lot of nice, expensive books and a lot of stuff, and I want to pass them on to people that enjoy comics, not just flippers or people that want to put them in CGC and get them graded and all. If they want to, that's fine. But so I'm excited about moving my collection on to others.
Matt Nerdy says in California. No, sorry, not the Comic-Con. Sorry, I wasn't clear on that. Yeah. That would be a dream. Probably not now. May not be a good time to go to that one.
No.
This will be a little smaller affair. This is on the in Tampa Bay area and the Bradenton area. We were asked to go and to run some games. So not only that, then we were asked if we would do
To
a
do a
panel
panel
discussion. Like,
on
okay,
D&D.
yeah. So
Okay.
we're jumping in with both feet. Oh, look
Yeah.
at this! I've heard of this guy. You know this guy?
He's pretty popular, Seth
Seth
Adam
Adam
Smith.
Smith.
Yeah.
He's kind of a
The-
celebrity. Did you know he's good friends with what? Sean Astin? Is that who he's best
Yeah.
friends
Oh,
with?
yeah. Yeah. He's like
Yeah,
best friends with Sean S. I know he's got over 10,000 subs on his YouTube channel,
yeah.
and he's he's really
Best-selling
good
author.
looking guy. So he tries to show off his great looks all the time, but
It's unbelievable.
he's
It's ridiculous.
yeah,
He's super humble too.
he
All right,
hobnobs
so
with all the big wigs. So
yeah, he's got more famous friends than us. But
yeah,
Seth's got a. I want to hear this idea for a
yeah.
great start for a session.
But Seth, we're not going to look at it unless you super chat us. So you got to do it in a super chat. So Mark and I, let's just keep talking about the Comic Con. Oh, there it is.
Oh, look at this.
Freaking Seth. All right. You can share
Seth,
your idea.
give us your idea. This I'm expecting good things because you are a famous author and all.
Yeah,
No pressure, though. No pressure.
He really
That's
is.
no, I'm not.
should
Yeah,
put
we're
his
not
book
joking.
behind me.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, he
We're
really
not
is.
joking. He actually is an author. So
Yeah.
need to check him out. Seth Adam Smith. Also, you need to put in your, if you can put it in the chat, if it'll let you, put a link to some of your stuff. So, all right, here's your idea. Great start. Our heroes gather in a tavern. Okay. All right.
Okay. All right. I like where it's going from here. A hooded figure.
Yeah, that's this sounds familiar. Yeah, classic. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Hooded figure. Uh-huh.
Classic start. Okay. I think that's it. I think he's given us all we need.
Is
he's given us all we need. That's what great authors do.
Is he over by the fireplace kind of watching the group as they kind of gather?
Yeah. Right. He gives them their quest, then removes his hood, and I bet you his internet goes out. Chuck Norris.
What?
Okay, that we didn't mention that in our how to start a session with a strong start. But anytime you can start with Chuck Norris,
yeah,
you have hands down, you're gonna get your players engaged.
The problem with starting with Chuck Norris, though, is he would instantly kill everybody with just the bat of an eye. So that might be a little overpowered, because his tears, can cure cancer. I don't know if you've heard that or not. That's what you need, Gonzo. You need some Chuck Norris tears because they.
I do.
Cancer.
Yeah, I do need that. You're right.
Talk to your doc about that. Yeah.
Hey, Seth, thanks for the great idea from a famous author. Thanks for the super chat and hang out anytime you want. And you can drop your link, I think, right? You can put it in here.
Yeah, I think you can try. I don't know if it'll let. YouTube's weird, but it might. I'm down with it. I just don't know if YouTube will block it or not. But you could probably type it in a funky way, like www.dot or whatever. You could probably work around it. But yeah, Seth Adam Smith, great author. He's a friend of ours. Chuck Norris's cowboy boots are made from real cowboys. I never get tired of Chuck Norris. Oh my gosh! So when I played World of Warcraft, the chat used to blow up every once in a while and just go on and on for hours on Chuck Norris stuff. And people go, "Would you stop the Chuck Norris?" I loved it. I was like,
"Yeah." So Chase sent another super chat. Chase, don't do it anymore. You can just put it in a normal chat. I don't want you to get in trouble with your mom or whatever. But
I think someone got a hold of the credit card. So love your vids. Can you play Minecraft one time? Yeah.
We'll give you some links of T-shirts you need to get. No, I'm kidding. I think we gave him one already.
Play Minecraft.
He said, "Can we play Minecraft?" I never played. Benjamin was the king of that. I never played.
Yeah, I played time. I've never played. No, I've never played.
No, I play Fortnite. I play Fortnite all the time. I know all these 8 and 10-year-olds are destroying me, but I don't mind. I mean, I don't
so it sounds like you're saying, would you settle for Fortnite? Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I would
Matt Nerdy's ready for he's down for some Minecraft. I honestly, to be honest, see, this is what happens when you're old. My biggest problem with Minecraft is the graphics are like 80s style, and I'm like, I feel like I'm going back in time. Like I just, it's too blocky for me. But no, I've seen some interesting. The dungeon one looks interesting. Minecraft dungeons, that does sound better. And I also don't like to build things. So there's two problems with Minecraft. I got my fingers crossed for a Games Workshop collab. What is this?
Oh, nice.
Got my fingers crossed for a Games Workshop collaboration with kids with a
Warhammer
40K campaign setting. They're already done. Yeah, that would be cool. Wait, what did I hear about that?
Aren't they doing
Oh,
something with Magic the Gathering?
they don't.
Warhammer?
They are.
Yeah.
So overboard, I think there's a precedent there. So maybe we'll even see Lord of the Rings come into D&D as well, because they already Wizards is already doing it. They already have a deal with Magic the Gathering to do Lord of the Rings and Warhammer. So maybe, fingers crossed, they'll maybe have like a campaign book like they did with Magic the Gathering. Maybe they do one with Lord of the Rings. Maybe they do a Warhammer.
I still have a feeling. I know we talk about it a lot. I still think that 5th edition is going to drop Dark Sun this year, only because I see them putting psionics in every class. They're trying to get it one in every class. I don't know if the Druid has one yet or a few others, but and I know that's one of the keys of that. Dark Sun is using psionics in some way. So they've given out a lot of the classes a psionic version of it.
Right.
So I'm kind of wondering, because they said they're going to drop 4 classic or things we've been waiting for books this year. The one that's coming up is the Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft or something. I think that's the one that's coming soon. But yeah, I guess we'll see. We'll see. Lord of the Rings would be pretty crazy, but they have their own RPG game too. So I don't know how that works, but crazy. Hey, also there's some D20 had some comments there. He talked about old school great start module A4 in the Dungeons of the Slave Lords. Yes. Characters were captured by the slave lords in modules A3. They awaken in dungeons and have lost all possessions. An earthquake grants them escape from the dungeon, and the adventure is on. Again, we talked earlier, D20, about the starting in a prison. I've done that before on a ship. Actually, it was fun. In fact, the way they got out, I didn't know how they get out, but the way they got out of their chains, because they're kind of all chained together, was the lizardborn or the dragonborn broke off a tooth and used that to pick a lock, and he made his checks both times, whatever. So I was like, yeah, that sounds good. He picked the lock and it worked. And I mean, players always come up with ways you'd never think of. So,
right.
But yeah, great. That's great.
So
what else is going on with the channel? You mentioned the shirts.
When there's a collaboration that we got involved with that Wally knows a little bit about. I'm not going to give anything away, Wally, except that it involves a lot of YouTube channels. I think Wally, I think he told me it's up to 23. Was it?
I think so.
Channels.
Yeah, it's coming.
It's coming. It's the biggest collaboration that's ever been done. 23. Yeah, largest collaboration YouTube D&D channel collaboration that we could find. By Wally looked and said there were like 10. Yeah, that was the biggest.
Well, you and I were talking before. Yeah, that's amazing. And you and I were talking before we went live that for something like that to happen, Wally DM's been the spearhead of that, and someone like him is about the only one that could put that together, because everybody likes the Puzzle King. Everyone likes Wally DM. Not everybody likes Mark and Gonzo. Not everybody likes some of the big shots, and but everybody likes Wally. So I think your demeanor and your cool nature has helped to put that together for sure, not just your work ethic. So people are willing to help people like you. So I'm glad, I'm happy for you, and happy to be a little part of it as well. So even though I thought we were able to do 2-minute videos, and anyway, I won't talk about it, but I don't want to give it away.
Yours was 2 hours.
Yeah, I don't know. Who knows? But
oh my gosh, look at this, Kaylee.
What's going on? Oh, we're being chastised probably.
Show the shoes.
Oh, what shoe? Are you wearing your Dungeon Clash?
I don't have them on me. I'm not wearing any shoes. Like I could probably have my your
key grip.
I bet I could have my key grip bring in my Dungeon Clash shoes because she's watching. So I'm sure
you got to show those off. That was a Christmas present.
You're right. I need to show those off. I haven't shown those off in live stream. That's a good point.
Yeah, that's a Christmas present.
Is off the rails. Yeah, she is off the rails. She's talking crazy talk. She's so Gonzo's daughter is enthralled by the idea that I was born late 60s. That's crazy talk there. Yeah. So
yeah,
good stuff. Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah.
And the channel's doing really well. We're super excited that we've kind of broke through the 2,000 barrier, and now we're heading to our goal this year is to get over 5, if that's possible. And it does kind of compound. A little bigger you get, the more you get, kind of thing. But how it really works is word of mouth, and you guys sharing our videos when they come out, that kind of thing, and just letting other people know, retweeting it or sharing it, whatever, Facebooking it, whatever. So we appreciate that, and it's just a lot of fun. I can't wait. I honestly can't wait. You and I are doing this convention in May. It's actually Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
And I can't wait till we can go to several, outside of the area. So, and that should be coming soon. Maybe even close to the end of the year. Maybe by the end of the year, they'll have some conventions. So you got a pair of Vans.
So these are one of a kind.
Man, look at
Dungeon
that.
class Vans. They have a killer thing on the back here because Gonzo's family knows that I like Vans. And so this was a Christmas present that they made. I don't know if you can read where it says class dismissed on the back of this one, which that's
class dismissed. Okay,
videos, yeah. And this one's how we roll. Good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I have these are awesome. I wear these to school, and the kids are a little jealous of me, but that's okay. That's what they're for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You did get to live through the greatest decade. Yeah. And Kaylee, all I have to tell you is, all I have to say to make Kaylee go quiet is I went to a David Bowie concert. So that's usually
her
the
favorite
end of that argument.
Yeah, that does end it.
Sends her off running.
For sure.
So I also want to mention that our Patreon, we're going to be, we kind of rolled one out a while back, and we weren't really super happy with some of the tiers and stuff, but we have some big ideas coming. We're going to have different tiers where you get a mug. With some of the tiers, and you get a custom mug that only Patreon members would get. There's a sticker as well for a lower tier, and there's also a T-shirt and a hoodie. So those are all things coming. But we wanted to. That's coming soon. So, man, did you have Vision Street wearing Airwalks too? That's funny. I did have Airwalks. I didn't have
Airwalks. Vision. I remember that.
Yeah. Airwalks were so comfortable, dude. Those should have never gone out of business.
Oh, good thing you edited Kaylee's, or she deleted her cursing.
No, that's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
Who knows what she put in? We can't control her. Hey,
oh gosh,
I was gonna ask you. You had a student give you a character design. You were telling me.
I did.
Okay.
We also have a super chat here from Mr. Seth Adams Smith.
So he's throwing his weight around. Seth Adams
What if
Smith.
we are the Dungeons & Dragons game for the robots that run the Matrix? That doesn't have to do with your topic, but it keeps me up at night. Oh my gosh. Well, that would keep me up at night. Yeah. So as you can tell, Seth is a very serious guy, and he's very cerebral, and he may have some kind of PTSD problems. I'm not sure.
Well, I know my key grip is watching or is in the chat, so maybe she can bring in Seth's book that I heard he's making a sequel to. I hope that's right, Seth. But that'd be cool.
Is he now? I don't think I heard that.
That's what I heard. Who is this high roller? Logan said.
Yeah, who is this?
We can only dream. We can only wish and dream.
All right,
so like Seth Adams Smith.
As you mentioned, we do have a student. He's actually a friend of a student of mine. Knows I like D&D, and so I wear the D&D shirts at school. I talk about D&D, and I guess around campus, I'm known as the D&D teacher. So anyway, as you would imagine, people migrate to me and talk about D&D. And so, wow, how much?
I would think. I would think as far as cool factor, you've got like the football coach, and then you've got Mark Rice, because it's about the same level of coolness.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
I would think. I would think so.
Anyway, his name is Gage, and he came to me with an idea. He wanted to share his creation, which is a blood hunter, which I don't know if you know Blood Hunter, Gonzo. Do you know that class? I know it. I can recap a little bit.
I've never played it. Ben played it. I think you had asked Logan about it, and it wasn't him. It was Ben who had picked the Blood Hunter and played it before.
Well, I thought that Logan might, just because he knows Matt Mercer stuff. So Matt
does.
Yeah, Matt Mercer created this Blood Hunter class. It is not.
We're being trolled.
Man, is this Chase or is this Kaylee? What the heck?
No, it's Chase. He's trolling you.
He is trolling me. Um, so the Blood Hunter
Mercer.
class was created by Matt Mercer, and it's
Mhm.
not official, but it's something like he brought over that, and he also brought in Gunslinger, which I
Yeah,
don't.
they do have it on.
It's on
I lost
Unearthed
it.
Arcana, but it wasn't. I don't think it was ever actually.
Wasn't in a book.
I don't think. I don't think that one was even in Tal'Dorei. I don't think it
Uh,
was. It might have been.
okay, it's
But anyway,
I think it may be, but either way, it's in D
anybody
and
in the
D
chat
Beyond,
know?
which
I
we
don't
use a
know for
lot.
sure if it was actually official. But anyway,
Yeah.
it is. It's Matt Mercer's creation, and it's the idea is that you use blood to do different kinds of magic. You have to basically draw from your own hit
Mm-hmm.
points to cause magic of some kind.
Mm-hmm.
And his idea was to be fire based, and he was telling me one of the things that he thought the themes was high
It's in
risk,
here. Yeah, it's in
high
here.
rewards. It is in Tal'Dorei.
It,
Oh, Wildmount.
well,
Oh,
yeah, it's in
second
this
one.
one.
Gotcha.
Okay,
Okay.
our key
All
grip
right. So
came
it is
through.
official. All right. So this is technically it's official. All right. So this is a
Yeah.
subclass he came up with, and I'm going to try to share the screen here.
Okay.
So we'll see how this goes.
Masters of technology.
Yeah. I usually am, but this is new. All right. So here's my window. So if I hit share screen. Oh, this might do it.
Message
Might all
deleted.
crash.
Message
I know
deleted.
you're
Hey, it's okay. You guys, you control us. Chase, we know you. We know where you live, so it's not.
yeah, that's right.
We're not too scared. And
All right.
Kaylee is what it is. So
There we go. Ooh, might be too small. Let's
you
see.
can you blow it up?
Uh,
Just cover our ugly faces, and that'll help.
well, that's true. Good point. Let me see if I can make it bigger.
By the way, Seth, I'll show this off afterwards. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I have it.
Oh, look at this. I can make it kind of bigger. Kinda. Not much bigger, though. I think there might be a limit.
Okay, that's fine.
So this is Order of the Purging
Flame.
Blood Hunter.
So it's a subclass of the Blood Hunter.
It is.
Okay.
And I love this idea. So his idea is that there's different orders already, and I don't know what all the orders are in Blood Hunter off the top of my head, but there's like 3 already that were already created that Matt had in there. But Order of the Purging Flame. So this idea is that it's fire based. And honestly, Gonzo, I was thinking on my ride home from school today, this would be perfect for that pyromaniac background we were talking about. So we had an idea. I was just a very brief glimmer of an idea, but as a background that you're a pyromaniac also could be a character flaw. So you really can't help yourself. You just have this thirst for blood. So it'd be perfect for this guy, the blood hunter. So this guy uses his own blood will cut into himself or whatever, his own hit points, tap into his hit points, or she or whatever you create, and it uses it to create fire. And so it had some cool ideas. I'm like, oh, I like where this is going. We're going to talk about fire.
So you've got the wildfire druid that very much like a nature based pyromaniac kind of thing. So it's very similar, I would think. I like his spells that he's picked: pyrotechnics and heat metal. Yeah, vampiric touch.
Right.
Syrian smite.
He and I were talking. So one of the things I loved about
incinerator shot,
a little different, but warlocks in World of Warcraft would tap into their own health to create mana to be able to do spells and all. And I've always thought that was kind of interesting. And this is kind of along those lines where you're tapping into your health to access that to do these things. But then as I was telling him, I said, the bad thing is you don't have anything to get your health back. But that's where he was saying some of these spells like vampiric touch, life transference. On higher levels, you can start to bring those hit points back, which is kind of nice.
This may be something that comes, and I hate to say the word, but it comes back to D&D or comes to D&D maybe in 6th edition, quote unquote.
Right.
But having a cost to casting spells.
Right.
But they'd have to balance that with a fighter who would not have a cost to swinging a sword. But I really like that idea of even in Dragonlance, where Raceland grew in power because he dared to take the test that he should have prepared for years to take, but he just went right for it because he was so power hungry, and it cost him his whole health. I mean, he was coughing up blood all the time, very frail and weak. his twin brother, who was big and gigantic, would carry him around half the time. I like that idea. If you want power, you can get it, but it's going to cost you. If you want to use these big spells, it's going to cost you. But there would have to be some balancing there for sure. But I like that. I like that idea of using your own health, sacrificing part of yourself to cast spells. But maybe it could be done just for like real heavy duty spells. Maybe they get to add damage to a current spell that they can cast normally. Right. And then if they wanted to double it or something, they have to actually sacrifice something and put their health into it.
Right.
That
he has some things worked out here, and I was talking to him about it. They're pretty interesting. And also I see this is very early. In fact, he wants me, I'll put his email down in the, he said, put my email down in the description, and anyone wants to chat with him, he'd love to get people's input on it. This is just an idea that he has. He loves to come up with me and tell me these interesting ideas he has for multi-classes, which honestly, I told him if I were your DM, he would be pulling my hair out, because like he really likes to min-max the combo. Sure, and he's really good at it. He's really good. Yeah. So there's some really good things in here. Like I like like you said, the spells. I don't know much about the Hemocraft dice, but they have a dice that they roll to do different things, access different things. So that's an actual die that's specific to a blood hunter.
That's cool.
If you go to D&D Beyond and type, or just Google Blood Hunter, it comes up in D&D Beyond and has the original Blood Hunter.
They have it. Yeah.
And this is just one subclass idea. So
I like
put that in there. I like this last part. He wanted me to make sure I told.
Is that the capstone feature? Yeah.
Yeah. Like so you at the end, you have your damage is equal to your proficiency, but the ability can reattach limbs. You can reattach limbs, but not your head. So that was good. I was like, that's great. That's great. Yeah. So this is one of those ways that, it just gets bigger and bigger and stronger. And I think it's a cool idea. So I'll share that. He said I could go ahead and put this in the description as well, as a PDF, and people can see that. I'll put that back in there and link it so people can look at it a little more. And we love these kind of things where people will come up with ideas and share with us. Subclasses and all. That's what's beautiful about this game, is there's so many different ways you can go. There's a never-ending amount of content. If you get bored with a particular class and go, I wish I had a character that could, tap into his hit points and create things and burn things, well, you can create that,
you can make it.
And there's someone that, and there's people that get together and talk about these things. So I think that's a good thing. So we'll put that in the comments on there, in the description.
For sure.
So,
that's great. Cujo said his son plays a blood hunter, the ghost one. So
really,
there you go. Yeah, being used.
How's it going? Is there any balance issues or anything you've noticed, Cujo, on that? Or
meanwhile, while he's answering that, I'll show. This is Rip Van Winkle and the Pumpkin Lantern.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's Seth's book. Yeah. All right, let me get out of this.
By best-selling author Seth Adam Smith.
Oh.
And there's the guy himself.
Hold up. I'm going to make it like that. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, he kind of looks like his picture in the thing here.
Yeah, he does.
It's very similar.
So, good man. Mine's signed, so.
What the freak?
Well, special. But
I got to help edit one of those.
That's awesome. That's right.
I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm just throwing that out there.
So good deal. So we, I saw in here someone asked, are we live weekly? We haven't been. That's a big
very weekly. We're very weekly.
Yeah. So we, but I'd rather go live. I tell you that I'd rather go live than produce content videos every week. I do think that we when Mark and I want to do a video, we want it to be something that we're excited about doing, and not just doing it because we need to have one or something. But we do need to build the channel big enough where it'll feed the live stream, where we can have a lot of these ideas, character creations, come up with stuff on the spot, and then we can share it with each other. I know some of the other bigger channels are doing that in live streams, and it works really well because you get a group of people with all these creative minds together, and you can really put cool things together, by balancing things out and sharing ideas. So it's a lot of fun. And then one day, and as we get to know you through the chat, one day we will get together at conventions, wherever they may be. So we're planning on it when that gets back to being a thing. For
So
sure.
when I mentioned the shirt designs here, I can share those. I have
Yeah. I know
additional
you made some new ones
this is,
recently, and
yeah, I put this.
these
So
are
the
going to
idea,
be. Are you doing an exclusive one?
I am for Patreon, and I haven't. I
You
need
haven't.
your input.
Okay.
I need your input
Okay.
on something to make sure, because I want it to be something that the people would want, and not just not just something that we think is kind of cool.
Yeah.
So we got to maybe run it by maybe the key grip and all too as well. Get their input. Sometimes we
Sure.
like the people's inputs. Sometimes we might think things are a cool idea, and other people go, no, not so much.
Mm-hmm.
So here is the one I am wearing. I'm going to share in the. Let's see, go up here to share screen again. Right, so here's this one.
They said live streams are the best streams. I said, well, there's P streams too. I mean, you never know.
Yeah. So it's come to that. So this is the one I'm wearing now. Comes in 3
Mm-hmm.
different colors, I think, right now. Honestly, what these are in our Dungeon Class store. But I really wanted to put shirts out there that maybe, like when I look for shirts for Dungeons and Dragons shirts across the net, some of them are really not that great. Other ones, maybe for some reason, a person, I know it's hard to believe, Gonzo, but a person might not want to have a shirt that just has Dungeon Class on it. I know it's hard to believe. I know
I'm gonna flip this table.
there are people out there that might desire. They're like D&D, but maybe they're not as cool. Think our logo is that cool, so they might. So that's what these are for. So I created something like that, and that's your Bard shirt was kind of along those lines too. But
Yeah.
so
Well, the skull with two, maybe consider too violent with the skull with the two pencils through his head. Who put
that
those
might be
pencils in his head? Who jammed them through? It had to have
right.
been powerful to get through the skull. Are
Yeah,
those magical pencils? Why did they
right.
break?
Yeah,
Who is the skull? Who was that person? I mean, there's all
right.
these questions that comes with our logo
These questions that they yeah,
that
you
keep
kind of
people up at night.
they do. Yeah, that's exactly what happens. All right, so I have another one. This is another one that I think you said you like this one.
Which one?
Man, it's not super fast to do that.
Critical.
So yeah, this is. I don't know. I'm not so sure about the model there, but it is. It's a unisex shirt, so maybe that's sort of they had different models to choose from. But so this is. It goes either way. So boys, it fits the same. So we got Gonzai. It's these tri-blend shirts that we
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
So I made sure I don't
versus that real heavy cotton, which I don't like. They get too hot here in Florida, so I don't like that kind.
Yeah. So I've got to where I don't even want to touch them. Like I put on a 100% cotton shirt the other day. I'm like, why? Why did I live this way for so long? Like I would actually seek out shirts that said 100% cotton, and now I wear these. I'm like, why? So that's this is a tri blend, and this one is probably my favorite here. Let's see. I can do this.
Also, if anyone in the chat can tell me what a mendicant is, good luck.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even touch that one. I was like, whatever. I don't even ask anymore. When Gonzo says stuff, it's like, okay, whatever.
Right.
All right.
Oh no! Why did you get him to? Why is he so sad?
He's so sad. Yeah, I know. He is a sad model. He's sad because he's the only one that bought this particular Necromancer shirt, and he really wishes other people would wear it.
Necromancer. Mom always said to make new friends.
Yeah. He's sad about that. Yeah, he doesn't
That's
have any
nice.
friends. Yeah,
I do like it. Yeah.
It is the life of a Necromancer. So, so these are the shirt designs that we've come up with, and you saw our live stream thing. We may do a variant shirt sometime with the skull with the. I know Matt and Nerdy say like that one too. A little bit different take on ours. We'll do different shirts at different times. We did one for the 80s. I'm working on one for the 70s.
Yeah.
Because believe it or not, we actually was we were alive during that time period. So
barely.
I mean, barely. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Barely. Just the cusp of it.
Yeah.
Sure. I was all the way through
all of
it.
So
yeah,
that's great.
Some of us are a little younger than me. All right.
Well, good.
Good to know.
Yeah, let's definitely do this again sooner than later. Maybe in a week or two. And again, you'll probably see something coming soon notifying you guys from us and from others about this collaboration that Wally DM put together. It's going to be really awesome. So be on the lookout for that. Check us out on Discord if you haven't recently, and join the group there. You can communicate with us as well as any others that are on there. And most importantly, just have fun, get together and play D&D. That's what it's about.
Yeah,
That's why
hopefully you
we're
have
doing
time
this.
to play.
Yeah, make some time, create some time. We need to do that video on beating that schedule monster, because it can apply to anything in life, because our schedules get in the way of a lot of things. But if something that you enjoy and it's good for you and those around you, then make the time to do it for sure. So
if you're in the Suncoast, if you're in the Tampa area, if you head over to the Suncoast Comic Con, maybe you'll make it into our game. That's Memorial Day weekend.
I'll be there. I'll be signing. I'm bringing my pen, so I'm signing Dungeon Class shirts and that kind of stuff. And
that's a great idea.
Mark and Logan are running games, so you guys can jump in, and they're DMing.
On Saturday, we're doing that panel discussion, so that ought to be interesting. So a lot of cool stuff. We're excited about that. We've, I think our invite still holds true for the Nerdarchy Con if they still have it this October. They told us that if everyone wants to do it, they can do it the following. So that's in October, so that's a ways off. But so we got some things we're doing. We've got some more collabs coming, and as well as the Wally DM one. Keep your eyes out on Twitter and all for Wally DM. And I'll be advertising stuff on Twitter. Like we'll be hinting like some stuff.
You're working on almost like a trailer for it.
It'll be a
trailer. That would be cool.
Oh wow! There you go. There you go.
I mean, who has the time? But that would be really cool.
Put that on your list, Wally. I know you don't have much time. I know you have a lot of time.
Just like real quick flashes of
yeah.
I can see it. And
that would be cool.
Music playing.
That would be cool. Yeah. So we're gonna be hyping it anyway, and trying to get some buzz about it. But this would be pretty cool. We were pretty excited to be a part of it. We thank Wally for inviting us to be part of that, because I think this is one of those things that, like I said, no one's ever done this before, and it's cool to be part of something that no one's done, and to have 23 different YouTubers together in one project is pretty sweet. So we have some really great company, bigger people than us, more famous people than us. That are, I know it's hard to believe there is anybody more famous than us, but there are other people that are on that have
barely
channels. A little bit bigger channels. So that'll be cool to see. So I've seen some clips of it. It's really good. I'm really excited about that.
Good.
Boy, it's been great to have Chase on. He's just really blowing up the chat.
He keeps deleting his own messages. I don't know why he doesn't have to. We'll just beat him up. So it's fine. So
that's good. It's good to have you guys. I appreciate everybody. And Gonzo, I think that's it. And with that,
class dismissed.
Class dismissed.
Take care, everybody.
If I can just figure out how to end it. All right, video.